Well guys, something really weird happened, and I'm sure you already know what it is by clicking on the thumbnail. The other day, EW released that Lodge teaser trailer, and in that Lodge we learned that we're going to be getting a bunch of new customizable plaques, and a bunch of new customizable floor mounts as well. We're also going to be getting 2 new mounts, and we learned that on those mounts, the trophy medal will show up and show you what score your animal is. So in this video, we're out here in Sundar Patan. We're going to go for a little bit of a hunt, and we're going to talk about why I think EW messed this trailer up extremely bad. Not just messed it up, but I think they're hiding something from us guys. And given the fact that I'm not an official creator, I'm going to do everything that I can to help you guys understand. Now, I am under the age of 18, so I can't become a part of the Hunter official creator team or whatever. Despite the fact that my channel is more than applicable, it meets all the criteria that is required to become an official creator. So that's okay. I mean, I've gotten over it at this point. I don't really care. If anything, it just makes the viewer engagement more, because I have to wait for the DLCs with you guys. I have to wait to grind. So what that allows me to do is I can go through all the leaks and whatnot and show the community. Because I don't think, at least I've been told, that EW doesn't like leaks. Which kind of makes no sense to me, because I come from a game called Farming Simulator. In fact, that's Kill this Yak here, actually what I started my YouTube channel on. And the developers of that game love leaks. Anytime there's a little leak, it builds so much hype, people get so excited, and if anything, it just brings more people into the game. These trophy plaque things look pretty cool, okay? There's only one complaint that I have about this entire system, and that's that we're only getting 2 actual new plaques. Now, if you guys remember in the update highlights thing, it said that we're getting 40 new trophy mounts and 30 new plaques or something. It was a big number. And this made so many people think that A, it was going to be free, because now it's a DLC for a DLC, which is not something I'm a fan of, but I will buy it. And we're not getting 40 new plaques. That is an absurd shot. We're getting 2 new plaques. The fox with the chunk of wood there, and then the bison on the rock. Those are new plaques. We're getting 40 new customizable options to change the looks of the plaques that already exist. So I really wish they would have just said new customization for the trophy plaques, because I was excited for that. Thousands of my viewers were excited for that. And honestly, it was kind of a big letdown. But you know what? The developers have to make money somehow. They have to keep their team paid. They have families too. But I mean, even with a DLC, we're basically just paying for customizations here. You know, there's only 2 new plaques. Now, if there were 10 new plaques and 40 customization options, this would be much more forgivable. But yeah, I really don't know my opinion on this yet. I'm pretty sure we know everything there is to know. This blue sheep I ran right by would have been a decent gold there. Got him in the stomach. Got some decent horns on him. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, not only because they said we're going to be getting new ones, but, you know, because it's a DLC as well. You're buying a DLC for a DLC that you've already bought. It just really doesn't make any sense to me as a game developer. Yeah, I've never released a big game that's done well, but it just really, I'm not a fan of it at all. But hey, I'm gonna buy it. It's gonna be cheap. I'm pretty sure it's only gonna be $2.99 or something. But just the fact that it's not what they said it was going to be. Example, more than 2 new plaques, an in-update version. I think it was 1 point something. I don't remember the version name, I'm sorry. But the way that they said it, you know, with that first teaser trailer, and especially with the highlights there, is in this update, this is what you're gonna get. And they didn't say anything about the new DLC. The new Trophy Lodge DLC, at least. We knew there's a new map coming. So yeah, I just had to kind of cover that. We have more important things to talk about here. And just FYI, I'm not being ungrateful either. I mean, I've been playing this game for 8 years. Clearly, I like it. And clearly, I understand that the developers have families that need, you know, food on the table, roof over their heads. So they have to get paid somehow. But I just think that, you know, they could have released that everything they said in the highlights there with this update. Maybe giving us a new gun DLC or something if they really needed to make another DLC. Is this albino? No, it's light gray. 2.34, a little silver. But the thing that really got me is, if you noticed in the trailer, every single trophy plaque had a medal on it. And that medal would say what the trophy is. And for every single trophy in that trophy lodge, the medal was accurate. For example, you could see the diamond logo on the red deer at the beginning. I've seen some bronze black bears in the trailer, if I remember correctly. Obviously, there's no way to tell because they're scored by the size of their skull, but I've seen some golds. And everything in the trailer looked like a normal trophy lodge, just the only difference being, obviously, the new customization, the 2 new trophy plaques, and the fact that we could see the medals on the individual trophy plaques. But when it cut to the badger, and it was zoomed in and it had that Great One logo on it, which EW actually went back and blurred out of the trailer, after they uploaded it because it was, quote, for example purposes. Now, this really confused me because I thought the 2 great ones were confirmed, and I actually made a video saying they were confirmed, and I'm not about to take down a video I dedicated 3 hours to. But why wouldn't they add some text onto the screen at the beginning? All trophies are for examples, or just literally anything. They could have even put it in the comments section. Now, I know after people were starting to freak out, make videos, and get excited, they made a little post in the Steam page thing, but I don't get my news from Steam. I get my news from YouTube, and when I see something like that, chances are I'm gonna drop everything that I'm doing and make a video. And that is exactly what I did. Come to find out, they were just for examples. But the thing that really got me is the fact that they didn't blur it out on the woodcock. That was so interesting. Obviously, that's almost what makes me think it's a mistake. Like, there's so many people freaking out about badgers and woodcock great ones. They went back and blurred it out of the badger, but if you notice in the trailer, the woodcock plaque still has the great one logo on it. They didn't blur that out. Why? I'm so confused. Just this whole thing with the new update in the trophy lodge has been so confusing in general. And it almost makes me wonder, like, did they accidentally, given the fact that they accidentally flip-flopped animals lately? They've been making a lot of mistakes lately, which is okay, but mistakes this insane, and to confuse your entire fan base, it's kind of crazy. But like I was gonna say, it almost makes me wonder, like, did they accidentally, like, I don't know, because they have the powers to do all kinds of crazy things behind the scenes. That's how they make the cool cinematics in the trailers and whatnot. It almost makes me wonder if that badger and that woodcock actually did score Great One, and the static mesh of the fur just wasn't applied to it. It's just so interesting, and the fact that they didn't blur out the Great One logo on the woodcock, why? That's all I want to know is why. Because everything else in the lodge looked fully, legit. It looked fully common. Like, the diamond red deer with the new fur, it just had a diamond logo. I've seen several golds. I haven't seen the trailer in a few days as of recording this, so work with me, but I'm sure I'll be overlaying it. That is the biggest question for me. What in the world, why wouldn't they blur out the Great One logo from the woodcock if they took the time to do it for the badger? And another thing that's kind of really leading me towards this is the Great One release pattern. Now, I've talked about this quite a bit recently. The way they released Great Ones last year was Antler/Horned, Predator, and then Class 1. For the Class 1 Great One last year, we actually got a Class 2 and a Class 1, a red fox and a pheasant. You see the pattern here? Badgers, Class 2, and they're kind of like technically they would be considered a predator. They're similar to a red fox in the sense of just, general animals, what you'd be shooting them with. They're both Class 2 kind of predators, I don't know. And then the Class 1 bird, the pheasant, the woodcock. You see the pattern there? That's what made me make that video so fast, because it's just so perfect. The pattern would be identical this year as it was last year. We got our antlered great one this year, that's the mule deer. We got our predator, that's the gray wolf. They've been following the pattern the exact same way that they did last year, all year. All up to this lodge trailer thing here. And they would literally follow the pattern the exact same way they did last year if they gave us the badger and the woodcock. Now, preferably, I don't want either of these great ones. I want a feral goat or something. But that's just what makes the most sense to me. The pattern would be identical. And this all ties back to the fact that there were Great One logos on that badger plaque, and there still is on the woodcock plaque. There's no way around that. In all of the other trophies, at least from what I could see after watching this trailer like 20 times, all of the other trophies were completely normal. And if they knew that this was for an example, these were for an example, why would they use Great One logos? Why? I just really don't understand it. Like, if you place down a trophy and the trophy score of that particular trophy that you place down on the plaque displays the medal, so if it's a diamond that you mounted, when you place it down on a plaque, the diamond logo should pop up. I am just like, and I don't know how the heck people aren't confused about this. People are like, it's not that obvious. It didn't even have a Great One fur. I knew from the beginning. Why is there a Great One logo on the badger? Why is there still one on the woodcock, dude? How does that not just, like, immediately basically confirm it for you? Now, clearly it's not confirmed now because they apparently were doing it for, quote, example purposes, but again, why a Great One logo? It almost makes me wonder if they're currently, like, maybe they haven't finished the furs or something yet. Maybe they were Great Ones, but they swapped the furs back when they're in the trophy lodge so they wouldn't leak it, which would be a very simple thing to do. As someone who uses Unreal Engine 5 quite a bit, I'm not sure how the Avalanche engine works, but if I wanted to, I could literally, like for example, I could change the fur on my dog here back to just a blank mesh. It would be gray, there would be nothing. The model would be there, but the fur and the textures are just an illusion. It's just applied to the model of the dog. The model of the dog, I wonder if I can find one online or something, is almost the color of this ground here. Like the ground in all of the terrain, all of the mountains that you see are gray. It's just simply textures that are painted over it to give the ground like dirt illusion and whatnot here, and then foliage that's painted over it, and trees count as foliage, which would make it very, very possible for them to, you know, they put the badger in there for an example, they put the woodcock in there for an example, remove the static meshes, got the clip for the trailer, completely forgot about the fact that the Great One logo was still on there, which again, really doesn't make any sense to me because how would they not notice it when editing the video? Unless they have different people that record and different people that edit, and the editors maybe thought that it was supposed to be there. You know, these are all very, very good possibilities. And maybe they just do not want us to know yet, so they told us that they were for examples. But if they were for examples, they're a multi-million-dollar company. It seems like they would realize, you know, after 8 years of this game that would confuse people, and they should have added a little piece of text at the beginning of the trailer that said, these are for examples only. Then I would have never made that video, and I'm sure if there's any other creators out there that made videos on it, they would have never either. I have some friends that got to work on videos and had to scrap them halfway through. When I see something like that, I make the video and I don't stop until it's over, and if I miss any information, I usually just make another video. Being a 16-year-old content creator with ADHD, you guys gotta work with me there. But yeah, I just wanted to record this video today, kind of talking about that, just expressing my confusion, and you know, sharing my honest thoughts, especially with that Great One release pattern and how identical that would be with the bird and, you know, the kind of Class 2 Predator looking thing. I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. Just look at this and tell me you can't see the similarities. Fox, pheasant. Class 2 Predator, bird. Badger, woodcock. Class 2, maybe Predator, I'm not sure if it's a Predator or not, bird. We got our antlered Great One this year, the mule deer. We got our Predator, the gray wolf. That would have just made so much sense to me. But hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. And with that, as always, my name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Outdoors, and we'll catch you guys in the next banger. Peace out, my gamers.